Okay. Get started here. I got posted to Facebook. Do a few odds and ends here. Get sway bar links put on here. Hopefully. Oh, I can see this is going to be a pain in the butt. See if I can snap them on. Oh, I didn't figure they would. May need to get the pliers out. Yeah, that's what I needed. Heck with them needle nose. Howdy, folks. Looks like I got a couple viewers working their way in here. Doing a few odds and ends. I got long ball studs to install. We'll get ready to put the slipper together. I know the book says for 2, my old setup on my 6.2 truck, I ran 4 ball studs, level out the arms a little bit, or the tie rods a little bit, turnbuckles. We'll have to get a little bit of Loctite out here. Anyway, my setup, I'll run 4 ball studs, or 4 millimeters height under my ball studs. Center hole. Should have my power wrench. Yeah, I use the longer ones than what the kit comes with. For the simple fact that I can get a hold of them if I ever break one off. Get a hold of them and screw them out the bottom. I could probably get by with a 10 there, but it's what I happen to have is some 12s, titanium ones. These are probably the ones that take the most abuse right here. And these will work loose, so you got to use Loctite on them. It's one thing you run these, you always got to check these, make sure they're tight on occasion. And that's some more 12s. We're gonna replace these with those. I suppose I could do that too. Put some longer ones in these too. and for the same reason. So if I ever break one off, I can screw it out through the bottom. These are 12 millimeter ones also. They are a little long. They will narp into your arms a little bit, but I've never had an arm break there, so. Okay, well, let's start assembling some parts onto the tranny. Mounting plate. I think these are 10 millimeter. Make sure. Yep. So it'd be these screws right here, I think. And we'll see, we got some gold ones. Those are the same length. Looks like I got some, yep. There's one. There's one. Pull 3 of them out. Need those. Okay, I'm not going to need this gear, but we'll get to that in a bit. Put the bottom screw in. First, to sort of line it up. And the little gear cover goes back behind. Top side. might have them lined up. So we got right there. There it goes. Hey. And I can start assembling the slipper. We're not going to use the stock slipper pads or gear. I have got a Avid slipper. And the titanium top shaft. This isn't necessary. This top shaft ain't necessary, but it does look a little cooler, shiny versus the plain black one that Associated has. And if I remember right, it has just a little more beef on the little roll pin. A little more, just a little bit more length. And it's already installed and they give you an extra one. So, of course, I'll probably lose that. Here's that. Take a look at the thing. Those big pads that were, or slipper plates, I'm replacing them with this little tiny, I can get it open, little tiny one. And I got the 3 red. I think the others I ran a red, white. But especially 13.5 truck, you really don't need a lot of slipper. Main thing is just to have a little bit there, so there's just a little bit of give. So, especially on carpet. And I'm going to start with the 78 gear. The only reason I got a 75, I have a little plastic hanging off here, which I don't like to see. But that ain't the gear I'm going to be using. Start with the 78. If we're ever had to go to 17.5, which I think they pretty much done away with 17.5 truck, I could do so, but anyway. See if there's any. Looks like those are the same. It is cut out on that side. Looks like the cutout side goes to the back. It sort of makes sense, so you got a smooth surface for the pads to ride against. These are kind of cool. See, I think they snap down, kind of snap down into the gear. Maybe. A little bit off there for some reason. And I guess no big deal because they don't ride against, that part don't ride against the metal. Just a little bit oversized. I don't know why it don't look like that's down, but I think it is. This I want to fit down in there a little better, hopefully. There it goes. These do put on one way, or one of two ways. Let the pads kind of hold everything in place when they fit down into the gear. If it goes down in there. Don't want to screw them up. I think I do got replacements there. That one's snapped in. I think before I ran the red white setup. Yeah, it ain't down in there. Right there. That pad's a little oversized also. There it goes. But yeah, that kind of holds that all together. Just enough. Reason it don't look like it's setting down in there like it should. Probably because of that right there. Yeah, it isn't sitting down in there like I like it to. What's going on here? Okay. I think that pad is all the way down in there. I'm sure of it. It's just a little bit oversized. I don't like that. Hopefully it sits down in there. It'll slide over that or not like it should. Hopefully I don't have to do any trimming on it. Looks like it is down a little bit further. Might have to pull that rear pad and see if I can't find another one. Okay, now it feels like it's down there in place, at least. Okay, put the spring on. And I start it flush, just like, and then crank it about another quarter or half a turn. It's a slipper clutch, don't do a whole lot in 13.5. I mean, you can make it do stuff, but it isn't necessary. Just so it'll give a little bit. And there's the Avid slipper. And I think we're ready to, oh, we gotta build the shock tower, get it installed. Think there's any back or forward on these. And I think they're inside hole on the kit setup, but I'm middle on mine. Little thread locker. Good MIP tools. Got that notched out. You can get that big of a down that deep on them. Okay. That's the forward side. Put on the rear body mount. Use that little screw. Put it together. You got to use, when you have the shocks forward, you got to use the little spacer. If you like you're running outdoor dirt, you don't have to put this little spacer in here because you want your shocks to the rear. On the car, loose dirt track, but if you got your shocks forward, you need it. Go just like that with the longer screws, fancy little screws I got here. Said these are the trendy screws. The reason I like them, the heads are just a little bit deeper than stock screws, so a lot harder to strip them out. I say I'm pretty careful. Pretty easy to strip out these screws into softer plastic, which this mount is. Always hand tighten. Like that one, it even feels like it may have stripped out. Now there, it got tight. Pretty easy though to strip them out. Okay. Mount the shock tower on, I think. Twelve millimeters, so it's these. See if I got 4 of those, hopefully. Looks like I probably do. Those look like 14s. I want to got some shorter ones. There's, it's like one, a couple millimeters shorter. We got 4 of them. There's 2. There's 3. There's a 4th one. Necessary. Hey Kane, how are you today? Putting the shock tower onto the tranny right now. About your bedtime, ain't it? Oh, Thad, you bet. Power tools. Ever since 8 scale, power tools. I don't over tighten though. I always hand tighten. Getting close. Getting ready to throw the tranny on. Hi, Ryan. Got some sway bar set screws to throw in here. You on lunch break, Thad? See that cool slipper? How much that eliminates for rotating mass? Gotcha. Mean there ain't any cats breaking down today, or nobody working? Probably too damn hot. Looks like your grandkid must be doing pretty good at baseball. I don't think I've really posted, but oh, I hate these little set screws. Just when I think I got it, I don't. Yeah, it's all done. Now it's about time to start on it again. Now the weeds are growing. Football, huh? Oh yeah, that I used to hate the damn two-a-days this time of year. Okay. So Ryan, you been racing down at Bobby's? That should be pretty close. Yeah, about time to slap the tranny in the car. Thad, you stayed up on these new cars. See how easy it is to slap a tranny in or a diff in one of these things. 5 screws. Of course, you have to unhook the top of shocks, but 5 screws, that whole cover comes off and you can pull the diff out of there. Three to 5 minutes you can have a diff out of a car. And like this is a gear diff. If you got a diff with different oil in it or whatever, slap it back in. 10 minutes you can change out diffs in them. Oh, don't come apart. Okay, 16's in the back, 10's in the front. Those are 10's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 of them. I wonder if I can find 6 more. There's 1. There's 1. It's a little short. That looks like an 8. Actually, those might be 12s. Like I'm going to have enough. Of course, this screw kit isn't exactly made for this car. Those screws are hidden anyway. It ain't like they have to be. There's 2. There's a third one. Just look, maybe I'll find them. It's like everything else is longer or shorter. Yeah, what are you on? I'm sure you're on your phone. I don't do them dumb phones. Still won't. There's 4. It's too short, too short. I suppose we got to use a couple 12s. We'll figure out which ones to use them in. I think I remember that. I had to use some 12s. Then I need some 16s. I bought a tablet, Thad. Had a tablet. One of my was the newest at the time, the Orion HMX. To program it, you had to have a smart device or computer. So I bought a tablet, thought I would mess with it. Well, first thing right off the bat, the app didn't want to work with the tablet. And it's like, really? And I've tried a couple other things on it. Apps don't want to work on it. And it's like, I just went out after that deal. I bought a little computer that I carry with me to the track. It's like, it worked the first damn time. The hell with them damn phones. If I need there's a couple things that require phones. I've got a emulator here on the computer that I use. It don't work the best, but oh, I didn't do that. Ah, dang it. I wonder if them screws there are a little bit long. That's what's kind of holding me from sitting down. Okay, there it sat down, but everything else wants to fall apart. Feeling that front pin is out. Yep. Get out of there. Then I'm gonna have to get the front screws to start first. Everything wants to fall apart on me. Okay. Down in there. Quit being a pain. We'll force it. Take that. Take that. This is a pretty good power wrench too. That it's got a pretty soft clutch in it. So as long as you don't have it cranked up. Okay, maybe you don't use those holes. Well, it sure looks like they're there. And it shows 6. I don't know why that isn't lining up. That one's loose. That one's loose. Okay, let's see if that screw will start now. You see, it looks a little bit off. Honestly, I don't remember those screws being used. So you got the 2 back ones. Yeah, I'm not sure those are used. I wonder if the book is telling me the right. Oh, yeah, you don't use those. That must be for the other tranny. I'm seeing 6 screws, but they're showing the waterfall screws. Okay. Yeah, those screw holes are used for the layback, stand-up transmission configurations, I'm guessing. I'm just blind as a bat. I see it uses 6 screws while the other 2 screws are the waterfall mount screws that they're showing in the picture. Cool. Well, tranny's in. Yeah, the other 2 screws are for this waterfall mount that I'm not going to use this one. I need to steal one off my other older trucks that goes right in there. Motor goes in there in that area. But I've got a waterfall with a fan. That's what I run on my trucks. There's a fan that sits right here and blows on the motor. Hi Ernest, how are you doing? Come in and see what us RC idiots are doing. Snap the sway bar link on. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Doing what she's supposed to. I just use a light sway bar in the back. Lightest one they make. Really ain't necessary, but if it helps the front end from rolling over in the corners a little bit, it's all good. 3, 4. I don't know what the other screws do we got here. That should be it for that package. Oh, I need a long screw. Yeah, that long screw yet. And those 2 to mount the waterfall. That's way too long. Like I say, I don't have to install that right now. It looks like a 2mm shorter one, but I think that works. If I remember right. Yep. Need that. Those are the long screws I put in. I think we're done with everything here. I'll have to steal the waterfall off my other truck. Okay, getting ready to work on the hubs. Rear hubs. I think that's the next thing. Yep, CBDs. Next package. Looks like that one. Bag 7. We'll not use a few of these things in here, but won't be using those. I have got aluminum ones. I need those. Pretty much everything else I'll need. Get rid of those. Probably could start assembling some parts before I put the hubs in, like the CVDs. Of course, I could just do the hubs first too. Because that's what they show first. We want to go with a +3. We want to get these lower, get the car lowered down as far as we can. So we'll need the 3 inserts, 3 zeros, and then the other 2 are 1s and 2s. And the +3, I'm going to put the notch down. Thad's still here or not, but ain't that cool how you can change the height of your axles with these inserts now? Looks like it's in. Yep. You know, everything is, they made everything pretty much 8 scale wise, but just smaller. And I'll need to get that insert in just a little bit more. Otherwise, I won't get the spacers to fit. And these little, got these little set screws that hold the insert. Ooh. And you'd think, well, okay, we're metal into metal here. Actually, these little set screws actually screw in and hold the plastic, so it isn't. They, at least mine, have never backed out by not Loctiting them. You're actually screwing the end of it into plastic, so probably don't want to get them too tight till I get the pin pushed through there. What that actually does is squeeze that insert so the pin stays solid in this pin that goes through, that attaches it to the rear arm, and the pin rotates in the arm versus rotating inside the insert. These little set screws squeeze that insert down on the pin. Okay. And the kit setup for the standoffs are 2mm. But I run a 4mm. I think it's 4. I'll have to look at my shims underneath. I think that's what I run. Maybe it was 3. can't remember anymore. I think I'm going to get those started in before I lose them. Okay. Okay, they use 12s on these. I don't know if we got enough 12s left or not. There's one. There's one. Might be a little bit long. There's one. There's one. These are kind of fun to get. You got to put the screws through, and put on the little 2mm spacer. And then have them fall apart just like that. But then you got to get a little Loctite on there besides. Because that piece there is aluminum. Yeah, those are the right length. And this is how you change the length of the turnbuckle on the outer on the at the hubs. You can put more spacers or less spacers in here. Used to be the way the hubs were made. You just had a bunch of different mounting spots, holes in them. Now you actually just got a piece that you can move in and out, and then also, of course, raise the turnbuckle up or down with ball or spacers under the ball stud. Oh, you figured that, finally figured out that's what that is? No, this is actually my coin hunting table I got in front of my computer. I just didn't move all that stuff off. Yeah, a bunch of $half here. NIFCs. Not intended for circulation. 2002 to 2020. Okay, those are in place. I need to look at my setup sheet here. And see what sort of, I can't remember where I want to be on height. Yeah, it looks like I'm using 3mm. That's what they had on my old car, so that's where we're starting. So I'll have to get another set of shims out here. Hopefully I got some. I'll probably have to find some of them older than other ball studs. Like maybe those. Those look about the right length. There's a 1mm. That's a 2. Actually, it might have been two 1s. Yep, there we go. And we'll have to Loctite these two. Oh, hopefully those aren't too long. We'll have to check. We'll check them first before we. I don't think those are long enough. Oh, yeah, they are. I can get by with that much thread. Guess I'm only going 1mm longer than what the kit. Came with. And a little Loctite. Okay. Yeah, there's another one, the other one of those. Get rid of them. They don't end up in something they ain't supposed to. Okay, there's the hubs. Now time to build the CVDs. A little black grease. Actually, I can put the bearings in them. Another one of them little O-rings that you don't use in the diff. Need those 4 screws. Do need the nuts. Now, I always pack my CVDs full of grease. Don't strip that out. Perfect. It's a little bit of slop, not much. Yeah, I know his daughter's plays softball. I know she hasn't been racing as much this summer. He hadn't been doing the best this summer over there in Omaha. I would imagine his boy is about ready to start into football also again. Probably busy. I know he did race this last weekend over in Omaha. I did look at that, and his daughter wasn't there. His boy was. I say he hadn't been doing the best this summer, right? As far as racing. This last weekend, he looked like it must have been really rough. I don't know if he didn't get over there and get any practice or what, but kids are getting older. They're doing other things, so who knows, he may be really busy at work too. I'm sure housing has started ramping up again, so he's probably busy. They're probably busy making windows. And lack of labor too. I know they were making him work some Saturdays there for a while. Oh, you know that, and that's kind of bull crap too, because they don't give me any of that money. There shouldn't be ads. Hey Mike, how are you doing? Just about got the rear end together. I don't know if you can see that or not. Tranny's in. Getting ready to put the CVDs in. Oh, okay. Where's my spacers? out on the arms, or on the, or did they short me out of them? The bastards. Okay, what's that right there? Oh, they're on that piece. I'm trying to stay up with chat as much as I can. I didn't see you come in, Mike. Okay, did I go? I think I should want the, look at my old setup sheet. I think I want the axles rearward, which, if I remember right, yeah, I want the axles back. Carpet, you want the car about as long as you can get it. So that and the pins go in from the front, which is nicer than having to fight to get the spacers on there after the fact. Go. Get them to line up. Remember, my low or high? I am low, so those should be hitting somewhere right in there. There it goes. What? Ugh. I screwed those too tight already. There it goes. Yeah, they actually use a bolt on, or basically a bolt screw for hinge pin, those outer hinge pins anyway. Nowadays. Like I say, these set screws actually squeeze that insert so the pin rotates. Those are going to have to definitely loosen up. Before I erase it, maybe I tightened the nut a little too tight. Really shouldn't, because I know they got just going to have to loosen up. Yeah, that's for another time. At least they'll stay in place. We're getting about done for today. I gotta run into town, into the store here in a little bit. Hey Ben, yeah, I'm getting closer. Just about done for today. I get this other axle in place and we're up to doing turnbuckles, and I still running or still doing Lunsfords, and I'm missing the shorter ones. I've only got one, so I had to order some. Thad probably doesn't know Lunsford went out of business, so now you're basically down to J-Con. But they did on this kit, they did go to 3.5 millimeter turnbuckles, but of course I hated the steel ones. So I'm still going to run 3 millimeter. Suppose I better back them off a little bit. I think that's what was even any squeezing at all. Doesn't like to let that pin go through. And it's through. That one feels just a little bit looser than the other side. Of course, I probably shouldn't tighten them till after I tighten this down. I think that that lock nut bottoms out, so I think I can see the back of the hinge pin poked through. That one's pretty tight too. That's definitely going to have to be loosened up. Worked loose for a little bit. Anyway, I can do that off camera. They'll at least stay in place for right now. Anyway, I think we're done for today. Say next part is turnbuckles. And I'm missing 2 of them. They are ordered. I can probably steal one off the other truck when I trucks, I mean, I've run the stock turnbuckles on my buggies with no issues. I've just always liked my Lunsford stuff, and I've got the 2 sets of longer ones, so I ordered a set of the shorter ones for the steering lengths. We'll run Lunsfords for one more go around. I've got the old ball cups too. They're actually not ball cups, the captured ends from the 5 series. So I've got plenty of stuff around here yet that I can use up. The old captured ends from the 5 series that they should never went away from on the beginning of the 6 series, and now they're back to them. Yeah, I'll just sit there and work those pins. They're tied in the arms, which that's fine. Of course, you know, they got away from the pins rotating in the hub or whatever. They keep them solid now, and the pin actually rotates in the arms. So it's actually tied in the plastic there. And it was kind of a pain to force through there. So they'll just need a little bit of work them a little bit, and they'll loosen up. It won't take long. Actually, I can feel that one's already loosening up a little bit. So anyway, I think we're going to get off here. Looks like we've been on live for about a little over an hour and a half. Got a little bit further accomplished, looking more like a truck all the time. So thanks for watching. Oh yeah, that's that little pin for spare pin for the slipper. Yeah, and honestly, I could do that, Thad. What I probably could do that, pop them back apart and put them back, pull the hub out. I'll get them loosened up one way or another. It ain't no big deal. But anyway, we'll catch everybody later. Good to see you in here, Thad. I haven't talked to you for a while. Seemed like there was something I was going to say to Ben, and I forgot all about it. If he come back in. Oh, I guess I haven't. One thing I know Ben said Ben painted bodies. Here's my new bodies. Oh, you can bet I'm gonna stay cool. But yeah, he done a pretty good job on them. Okay, guys, we're gonna slip out of here. We'll catch you another day. You know, could be tomorrow. Probably be tomorrow. We'll see. Yep, turnbuckles and shocks. Fun, fun.